Okay, the first form of a linear equation we talked about was standard form. Does anyone remember what standard form looked like or looks like?
Isn't it K equals MX?
Say it again.
K equals MX?
No.
Why MX?
That's direct variation.
Oh, y1 plus y2.
Y equals MX.
That's slope-intercept. Okay, something to review because you need to know this for your text. Standard form is ax plus by equals c. Standard form is good for two things. It's good to identify a linear function, and it's also good to find the x and y intercept. That's generally what we use standard form for. Now, on Friday, we talked about slope-intercept form. Okay, slope-intercept form is what? Y equals mx plus b. Slope-intercept form is really probably the most common form that linear functions are in. It's very, very useful because you can see the slope and the y-intercept just by looking at the equation, and you can graph it very easily using those two things. Okay, so at the top it says in lesson 5-6 you saw that if you know the slope of a line and the y-intercept, you can graph the line. You can also graph a line if you know its slope and any point on the line. Graph the line with a given slope that contains the given point. So first just draw all four quadrants of the coordinate plane. And then you're going to do this exactly how we did on Friday, except instead of using the y-intercept, we're using a point. So you're going to start by graphing the point 3, 1. And then you're going to use the slope of 2 to make 4 other points. You need to have a total of 5 points on your graph. So where would I move from 3, 1 with a slope of 2?
Up 2 to the right one or
Good.
down 2 to the left one?
Up 2 to the right one or down 2 to the left one. I always like to go 2 in one direction and 2 in the other direction. Then just make sure that you connect the points and put arrows at each end. The next one says that the slope is 0 and the point is 4, negative 3. So again, we're going to start with our point of 4, negative 3. Should be right here. And what do I do with a slope of 0?
You just move to the right one. To the right.
What does any line with a slope of 0 look like?
Horizontal.
A horizontal line, right. Okay, so all I really have to do, I don't really even have to draw any other points. I'm just going to draw a horizontal line because I know that all lines with a slope of 0 make a horizontal line. So that's all I have to do. All right, now that's pretty much just a review. We've kind of already done that before. Let's look at this new form that we're going to learn today. Point-slope form of a linear equation. The line with the slope m that contains the point x1, y1 can be described by the equation y minus y1 divided by, I can't read today, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So let's add that to our list. Point-slope form. Again, that's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Point-slope form is not as commonly used as slope-intercept form. However, point-slope form is extremely useful if you're given the slope and a point. It's an easy equation to use, and you can even simplify it to go back to slope-intercept form. So these three forms are extremely important for your test that's coming up on Friday. You need to have all three of the forms memorized, especially these last two. Okay? So make sure that this is something that you are studying in preparation for the test. There will be certain questions on the test that if you do not know the slope-intercept form or the point-slope form, they'd be almost impossible for you to answer. Okay? So just make sure that this is something that you study. Okay? All right, let's look at the back. It says write an equation in point-slope form for the line with the given slope that contains the given point. So I want you to highlight or underline where it says point-slope form. Now that we know three different forms of linear equations, it's super important that you read the instructions very carefully and you make sure that you're clear on what form your answer is supposed to be in. This question is asking us to put it in point-slope form, which again is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Now, it's important for you to understand that you are only filling in values for y1, m, and x1. Had students in the past try to fill in values for x and y2, but that's not right. You're only filling in values for y1, m, and x1. So in the first example, if you know that the slope is 1/6 and you know that the point is 5, 1, does anyone want to give it a try to writing these in this form? Mary Grace?
Put m equal to 1/6.
Mm-hmm.
And y1 would be equal to 1 and
Mm-hmm.
x1.
That's exactly right. So it would be y minus 1 equals 1/6 times x minus 5. And that's all I do. Literally, I just plugged in the values into the formula. Super simple. The next one says the slope equals -4 and the point is 0, 3. So who wants to try this one? Parker? Oh, sorry, I meant to say Preston, but you can go.
Do I just say how it's written?
Say what it would look like with these numbers in it.
Oh, okay. So the y minus 3 is equal to -4 times x minus 0.
Very good. Uh-huh.
Okay.
You want to do the last one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Y minus 4 equals 1.
Okay, careful because it's -4.
So
So what's y minus -4?
plus
Uh-huh. So we're going to do y plus 4.
equals 1 times
Uh-huh.
x plus 1.
Y plus 4 equals 1 times x plus 1. Okay. So as you can see, writing an equation in point-slope form is super simple. You're just plugging in the values into the formula, and that's all you have to do. Now, the next question says, write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line with the slope 3 that contains -1, 4. So we actually already learned how to do this on Friday, but we're going to learn a little bit different strategy today. The first thing you're going to do, since you're given the slope and a point, is you're going to write the equation in point-slope form, which I'm going to abbreviate. So, Drew, what would this equation be in point-slope form?
It would be y minus y minus 4 equals 3 times x plus 1.
There you go. y minus 4 equals 3 times x plus 1. Now, all I have to do to get this into slope-intercept form is simplify it. For example, what can I do to that equation to simplify it? Exactly. I can distribute the 3, which would be y minus 4 equals 3x plus 3. And then what else could I do? So y equals 3x plus 7. Now, this is my final answer because it's in the correct form, slope-intercept form. All right, let's look at the next two. Write an equation in slope-intercept form. So we're still doing slope-intercept form for the line through the 2 points. Now, these two examples are a little bit different because we're missing 2 pieces of information. We're missing both the slope and the intercept. But we can find all that information really easily from the information given to us. The first thing we're going to do is find the slope. Who can remember the equation for slope? Drew?
M equals y2 minus y1 x2 minus x.
Exactly right. So I can find slope easily from 2 points by just subtracting the difference in y's divided by the difference in x. So I can do negative 3 minus 1 divided by 2 minus 4. So negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. So what's the slope of this line? Now that I have the slope, the second step is to write the equation in point slope form. It is, but I don't have the y-intercept yet, so I have to do point slope first and then simplify it just like I did here. So notice here I have 2 different ordered pairs. Okay, I only need to choose one of those to plug into the formula. It does not matter which one. You should get the same exact answer no matter which one you choose. Let's choose 4 and 1 because they're positive. What I don't want you to do is try to plug in both at the same time because that's not going to do you any good. So just plug in 1. I would choose 4 and 1 as well because they're both positive. So if I choose 4 and 1 and my slope is 2, Mauricio, what should my equation look like?
Y minus 1 equals 2 times x minus 1.
Very good. Now the last step is just to simplify. I can't leave it like that because the question is asking for me to do it in slope-intercept form.
Multiply 2.
Distribute the 2, good. So that's y minus 1 equals 2x minus, okay. And then
Last one.
y equals 2x minus 7. Okay, let's do the next problem. It's the exact same type of problem. We're going to follow the exact same steps. First, we're going to find the slope. So, Christopher, how could I find the slope? So 10 plus 2 is 12. Divided by 3 minus 1, which is 2. 12 divided by 2 is, so the slope is 6.
Now we have to do the right evaluate PSF.
Okay, we're going to do step 2. Write the equation in point slope form. So, Preston, which ordered pair do you want to use?
I want to use 3 and 10 for the both qualified.
Okay, and if you use 3 and 10 and a slope of 6, what should your equation look like?
It should look like y minus 10 equals 6 times x minus 8.
Good. Now, step 3, just simplify it.
Let me write that down. Okay, so we can do multiply the x, so y minus 10 equals 6x minus 18, and then plus 10. So y equals 6x minus 8.
Very good. That's my final answer because now it is in the correct form. We're actually not going to worry about this last word problem, so you can just cross it out. Everything you need to know for your homework we just did in the notes. So